guys? Welcome to Rooted Diasporans. I am so happy you're here. Thank you so much for stopping by on another day and another video. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the things I'm seeing here in Ghana that I think will make anybody rich. Oh, anybody rich. Hey, there are some things. Whenever you go to a developing country, you're like, hey, if I have the money, if I had the money, if I had the money, or if I just had the courage to go and loan some money, get some money somewhere, hey, the things I would do. There is so much opportunity here. Hey, let me bring this thing closer. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. Now, I am not a business expert. I am not a finance expert. I am not any of these things. But as a consumer, underline consumer, these are the things. Hey, man, I need to do my eyebrows. Where's the lighting of this thing? The thing died. Anyway, you see me as I am. So, I wrote this down because it's so important. I was like, if anybody has any type of stashed up income somewhere, say maybe you decide to just come and go, and you have some type of background in hospitality. Maybe you have a degree in hospitality. Maybe you have a degree in public relations. Maybe you have a degree in this type of communications type degrees. Do you know something? Ghana is on the rise. Ghana is developing. It's a developing country. I keep saying this. One of the things that Ghana could really use right now is someone who would have a team that could go into these businesses and say, hey, I have a team of experts who can train your staff in delivering exceptional customer service. This is the cost. Let me know when you're ready. Hear me out. Do this so because I think I'm going to do this will not cost you anything besides your plane ticket and a place to stay in Ghana. If you have the skills and if you have something that backs you up in terms of how do we do customer service, how do we deal with people, how people relations, do you know like how many companies who are up and coming would love to have you come in and train your staff during their onboarding, during any type of like staff because as businesses begin, they need onboarding as they're like, especially the first 5 years. Do you know how many people they're hiring and firing and trying to retain, like they are in the process of building a business. So anybody would love to hire someone who would come in and talk to their staff and train their staff on customer service. How do we deliver optimal customer service, especially now that we're in a booming stage of tourism in Ghana? We need that because I think where Ghana is lacking now is that because you can go to the most beautiful restaurants now that there are in Ghana, but you'll be waiting an hour or more for food. And then you will have like some servers who would be so shy and sometimes their voice is so low because they have self-esteem issues. They think, oh, here I am in this place where everybody has all this money and here I am with, and just even a boost of self-confidence type of workshops to go into these companies and, tell them, I can give you a workshop that is this amount of days and will train your staff on building self-confidence, will train your staff on delivering exceptional customer service, and will elevate your business because people will want to come. Because Ghana really needs that. And, any developing country needs that because when you're in a developing country, everybody has that kind of it's not even developing mindset. They are in the mindset that they've been used to always, But now here you are having people who are coming in with bag, and they will visit your restaurant. They will visit your nail shop. They will visit your business. But the customer service is subpar. And you don't want to drive away business, right? Because of that, you want to bring the business in and keep bringing it and have them tell their friends about it. So these companies need this. So I'm telling you, if you were to think of doing this business, it might not pick up right away, but if you do the right marketing, if you just walk into businesses who look like they're interested in customer experiences, they would love to hire someone who has expertise in these areas. So I would definitely say anybody who has expertise in human resources, anybody who has expertise in public relations, communications, hospitality, to come up with this kind of business where they go into companies and train staff in customer service. Ooh, I think some people may be already doing this. I don't know, but I thought about this because I was like in some restaurants and I was like, oh my goodness, why is it taking an hour to get this jollof? Why I can't hear the waiter talking and they're just like whispering. Like, don't whisper, talk normal. Like, I'm a normal person just like you. Like, just talk normal. Like, don't slouch when you're getting the order. Stand up straight. Look up high. You get it? Things like that. That's a big business, I think. Another one is, and I'm in healthcare, okay? If you guys look at my old videos, you'll know that I'm a registered nurse. And I love anything that has to do with helping people get better and achieving their healthcare goals. You guys, Ghana and healthcare, I know healthcare needs a lot of money when it comes to startups, lots of regulations, lots of things. But I think Ghana is still on the light side of regulations compared to the Western world. So I think there is a big opportunity there if you have a healthcare background. And even you don't have to be an RN, you don't have to be a doctor, but even by just being someone with a certificate, say you are a nursing assistant and you are interested in venturing into entrepreneurship in the healthcare field, you can do it within your scope of practice. So if you're a nursing assistant, for instance, and you've done this for a while and you're like, oh, I could help people in Ghana, especially those elderly people who live on their own. And especially because you're getting lots of retirees going to Ghana from the States. What can I do with my money? Your money goes a long way in Ghana. You can literally start a caregiving agency, a structurized one for that matter, because now people in Ghana kind of go word of mouth on people who they trust to give them recommendations. For the most part, there aren't that many structurized caregiving agencies. So if you educate yourself a bit on how to start something like that, get yourself connected with various healthcare companies already in place, hospitals and things like that, and you go in and you say, I have a caregiving agency, I have set amount of staff trained that can go in and does not do any medical care, but just basically does supervision, help set up meals, help with laundry, help with cleaning the house, help with, transfer, mobility, help with showers, things of that nature. Trust me, you will get business, especially if you have the mindset where you're trying to live in Ghana. You will charge people Ghana money, right? You're not going to be charging people dollars, but you're going to be charging money that people in Ghana can afford that type of care. So, oh my goodness, do you know? And this will not take you so much money because you're not now building a nursing home. Now, I would say nursing home is also a good one, but I think the culture in Ghana is not so much yet invested in nursing home type of mentality, unless you're looking to market to those who are coming from the West that are at the retiring state. But when you're talking about like Ghanaians themselves, I think there requires a lot of marketing to convince the people of Ghana that nursing home might be a way to go if you don't get in-home caregiving. But most people in Ghana love to live in their own house and stay in their house. So I think that caregiving agency will be more of a profitable business to start out with, at least now, than a nursing home. That's what my thoughts are. But somebody can educate me to let me know if I'm wrong there. But I think if you don't have a registered nursing license, if you're not an MD, if you're not anything, if you are like say a certified nursing assistant, that's a great way to go. And even MDs go that route. Even nurses go that route because it's so much easier and you're focusing more on activities of a daily living versus providing specific medical care. Now, next to that is home healthcare agency, where more regulations would be attached to it, right? So you'd have to really go into, what Ghana requires to open up a home healthcare agency. But the last time I heard is that it's still lighter than it is in the West in terms of regulations. And I think it's easier to start something like that than it would be in the States or anywhere else. So, home healthcare agency would be great as well because you can rely on referrals from hospitals, from clinics. If you have any patients who are any antibiotics that need to receive them and would rather be cheaper receiving these things in the house setting, you can hire nurses and you're giving jobs, you guys, because there aren't that many hospitals in Ghana to begin with. So, nurses, there isn't so much of a shortage like there is here, unless I'm mistaken in the States. So this, you'll be given jobs, and now you now there is going to be a shortage. You'll be giving job to nurses. You know, and so you'll be able to open up a home healthcare agency where nurses are going out and giving nursing care to patients in need. So you now once again need to get connected on how you're going to be getting referrals to get this type of work done in Ghana. But I think it's something that won't cost too much money for a startup because you can start in a like over here you can rent a place and just be the main center of where people know, okay, this place does home health care agency. Your nurses come in there for training and then they go out in the field, honestly. So you don't need a big old building to start something like that, right? Another one is, I would say, is childcare. So when in Ghana, the one thing I notice is trying to find reliable childcare is a bit of a journey because people once again go through word of mouth, and you do find it because a lot of people are out there to help. There's house helps and all of that, but I think Ghana needs to get more structurized when it comes to caring for people because there's a lot of incidents out there that happen that also go unreported. There are people who, just like anywhere else, are not sincere. And instead of coming in to do a job, their goal is a different one. They may not do what they're supposed to do. They may try to do it and not do it right. They may try to do things they're not supposed to do. So you need to work with a structurized agency that can provide this. Now, it would be nice if the government was to streamline and create laws. Maybe they're just not being followed, where there are companies specific, that there has to be companies that are regulated by laws that provide these type of care to people. It would be nice, but I don't know. But anyway, it's up to us, the people, to create that change. Because once we do that, if we have the money, I don't have the money to start these things, but if I did, oh my goodness, yes. If we start to structurize things, I think people will be more leaning towards these structurized businesses rather than relying on word of mouth, and so then that starts to create a culture, it starts to change things, right? There will be more of a demand of structurized agencies to provide these type of things. So I think that childcare, we're starting like a nanny agency, does not require, you can even start it from your own home. If you know the right people and you know how to network, you can start it there. But I would say you can even start renting a small space where everybody knows this is where, I don't know, Adom Nanny Agency is at. And you can start there. I think it will be awesome to start in that way. And maybe the way you get referrals through schools, even through childcare centers, and whenever they're closed, you can tell them, hey, when you guys are closed in the summer times, in vacation times, send them over to me. I think it's great because there needs to be the structure in Ghana for nanny agencies. And also another area is daycares and nurseries. But I will say, do not go into this kind of business if you don't have any education in childhood. You need to have childhood education. You need to love children. You need to have patience for children, and you need to be someone who is willing to take on the challenges of working with children. Don't go into this business because of the money, because it will show, and you're putting the lives of other people's children and those children in danger by doing that. So, unfortunately, there are so many companies in Ghana that care for children and don't have any lick of knowledge of what it's like to care for children. They do it because they have the money and they place teachers there. But I think if you're owner of a childcare facility, you need to have some type of background. It doesn't mean you have to have a bachelor's degree in childhood education, but you need to have had some workshops. You need to have had some type of understanding on, regulations of taking care of children so that you know how to manage your staff. You know what to look out for when something is not going right. You know what to put and set in place, and the people that you're hiring have respect for the things that you're saying. They're not kind of like, oh, she don't know this anyway, so I'm just gonna eat in the classroom my whatever I eat. Girl, do you know that there's a lot of children with peanut allergies? You want to set in place rules and regulations that will not pose children, dispose children to certain medical situations that could have been prevented. That's just a small example. But also another thing is a disciplinary. In Ghana, there was a culture of using the stick to discipline children in the school. Now they say it's no longer there, but I'm hearing that some schools still do that because rules are just not being reinforced as much as they are here in other countries, like in UK, in Italy. You never hear that happening there. So you want to be able to be familiar with these regulations so that you can monitor your stuff to make sure that they're not doing things that are illegal to children. So that's another business. Tourism, y'all. Tourism. I think this is where Ghana should focus on right now, more than moving, because I think people are at the stage, or people who really are interested in Ghana, especially those who may have Ghanaian backgrounds per DNA, or are African Americans or people in the diaspora, first generation born immigrant kids, things like that. It's more about tourism, I think, because people need to learn about Ghana, get familiar with Ghana, understand Ghana before moving to the next stage of moving to Ghana. So I think tourism is a great area to invest in. And I'm talking about things like even if you have money, or if you have a way to get access to capital, like hotels are a big thing. Because honestly, the biggest hotels in Ghana are like three, I think. Movenpick. What's the other one? Movenpick. It's switching out of my head now. Movenpick. The other big one, right? And then the Marriott, and that one that I can't remember. Shoot, what's the name of that? It'll come. But it's like three big hotels that everybody knows about. But there are other hotels, but they're just not really out there. But I think it's because maybe it's not marketed as much. But also because there aren't that many. Like, you'll see that we are venturing Ghana, and you will see that we'll show you some hotels where we're at. But I wish there were more choices. So that's a good area if you have some capital to kind of invest. It doesn't have to be a big one, but just nice. People now are all about the experience, all about the aesthetics. So I think that's a great area to venture in if you have the capital, or you have a way to get access to capital. And also not just hotels, but guys, um, tourism, like tourist groups, like just like I mentioned before, there's this tourist company, I think it's called Location Ghana, and another one, Location Accra, where they offer tourist trips to various touristy locations in Ghana, like Akum National Park, Aburi Gardens, these areas. I'm hoping to see a big water park in Ghana, a big water park, because the weather it's permitting. People are coming in to visit Ghana. Families are coming in, bringing their kids so that the kids can connect to their roots. I mean, it might be very capital intensive, not might, capital intensive, liability intensive, so much. But obviously, you can let people sign waivers in the beginning, and all of that, because, accidents do happen. But if anybody could just make like maybe three big swimming pools, right? Three huge big swimming pools with three main big rides, right? Um, and maybe a place where people come in and do karaoke. Maybe have a couple restaurants, one like two or three restaurants. Um, Place for kids to play, which is the water rides, and maybe some slides. Oh my, that would be so nice in Ghana. That would be so so nice, and I think it will really generate income. Maybe not so much in the beginning, but I think people even in West Africa would come to Ghana just because of it. Just because of it. I don't know. Can somebody let me know how do people just get money to do things like even in the States and in the UK? How do people come together and do these kind of things? Because I want to know. I want the plug. Let me end this. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Ciao.